And good evening. This is the Elliott wave update for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 for Tuesday, September 27th, 2022. I am a little bit early. As you can see, we're still within the last or the additional hour after the close. And I do have an appointment with an ophthalmologist. And maybe that will improve my vision to how I see these waves. No, I'm only joking. So I wanted to get this on early versus getting it on later tonight. So today, once again, the S&P cleaned it up and produced the little subminute wave 5. Oh, I gotta change that one little edit there. We're going to put a minus sign in front of that. And then also the minute third wave. So we're working through this. We're getting down through all of the 1-2s, 1-2s. So now what we got is we finished the subminute 5 waves, and that completed the minute wave 3. Now we're going to do the minute wave 4, and it should be an ABC. Looks like it's well underway. Got very slow, so basically the market just kind of standing still for right now. But I will look from here for continuation of the rally. Come on, guys. Jesus. System is just so bizarre to me. Get back out to the hourly play. There you go. So here we have the move down. Otherwise, there is the potential that this fifth wave is not done yet. And that being the case, then we go through 3. We're looking for the 5th, and we're just going to throw some fibs on here. And we're going to see where that goes. And our fib levels tell us we can get as low. We're getting down close to that 618. So wave 5 would be 618 of wave 3. And that's 3626. We have actually that fib support all the way down to 3560. So I have 3626, 3611, 3597, and 3650. 3650 would be where wave 5 is equal to wave 3. And again, this 3 would not be complete. These would move. And so we have to leave that open, or right now I'm just going to kind of include it in case this was it, came down, made it slow, and now it's going to rally back up. What's going to show us what is what, of course, is if the market comes back down, puts in another new low, then we'll move these along. And now you'll know the F1625 all the way down to 3600, all the way down towards a little bit under 3600 to complete this wave and the minute third wave, setting the stage for a minute fourth wave. And again, normally, no matter where this thing ends up, the thought process behind it is that the fourth wave would find its terminus within the price territory of the previous fourth wave of one lesser degree, and that's this one. So again, no matter where we get, I'm feeling that we're going to rally back up towards this area, towards this 3735 area, and then that'll complete the minute 4. We get a minute 5, and then we'll be looking for the completion point of minor wave 3. So we are progressing along, and that's all that matters. As long as we don't stall, as long as we don't break the patterns, I am just going to stick to what it is doing. Now, a little bit slower than what one may or may not expect. Today's opening rallies were pretty strong, and particularly in the NASDAQ, which is they're still wanting to pump in. But here's the deal in the NASDAQ, folks. It truly is just a handful of stocks. It is not the broader NASDAQ market. It's Apple. This morning it was Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, Netflix. The big titans, they decided they're the ones that are going to move. And so everybody came running for them. And then eventually when that ended, we got our downside. So here is we have the ABC looking for the completion of the 5th coming off. The label may be there a little bit too early, but I'm just going to leave it there for right now. We do have that other downside. If the third completed, minute 3 did complete here at 36.33, which by the way, broke that June low, the June 16th low. Go back out to this daily. We have been waiting and waiting. That was 36.39, got broken, not by a ton, but got broken. So that's why I also leave open for the potential we could come down a little bit further to finish up that move. Back over to the hourly, open it back up. So I'm leaving it there. If this did complete it, and now we're looking for that fourth wave, same story. This is where we're looking for it to come into. And we have a lot of resistance along the way. We've got the 8th, the 20, the 50s. And then, of course, that top at 37.33. So we've got enough resistance and just need an ABC up to put in the minute 4, and then we'll continue lower. So I continue to look for the completion of this stair stepping that I keep calling it. It's like we stair step down, come back, stair step down, come back, stair step down, and until we're done with the entire sequence, which brings us all the way back out to that intermediate degree, wave 3, and then an intermediate 4 and an intermediate 5. So again, each time we do that and we move up, we're going to be dealing with, again, in the minute wave 4, we're going to have an ABC of subminute degree. Once we're done with that and we're moving into the minor wave 4, we're going to have 3 waves of minute degree. Again, moving up one more, when we're getting ready to do the intermediate wave 4, we're going to have 3 waves of minor degree. So you can see as we keep going up that ladder, these moves will become bigger. They will take longer and they will become bigger. So right now, this would be the smallest. Next up should be a little bit longer, a little bit stronger, and then so on and so forth. So again, downside, we've got the ticket where we can come in here for the finish wave 5. That can come all the way down to 3,600, can drift right below if it needs to. If it's driven, remember what I did. I just added Fibonacci extensions from where wave 3 started to the bottom of wave 3 to the top of wave 4, which came in this morning. And then that'll give us all the fib extensions for that wave down. And if you're looking for what the wave 4 could do, once we do get that low in, you're just going to again, on a minute level, we go to that level, down to the bottom of wherever 3 does come in, and that will give you the retracements. These are the extensions, and these are the retracements. So I can put that back on so you can see where that resistance is. So I'll leave that there for right now and go over to the NASDAQ. Over here in the NASDAQ, same thing. The NASDAQ has just been a royal pain in terms of finally starting to break to a new low now. So I kind of took off the minute count, the subminute count, and I'm just leaving the minute because that is where it actually fits. To count all this in between, it's just a double, an A, B, and that's a C. So on a minute level, to break it down further would just be a little bit too difficult, and calling 1, 2, 3, 4 would be way too big, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm leaving it up on the minute degree. And so minute 1, 2, 3, 4, we're in the 5, boom, boom, boom. Now here are our tickets. We've already come down and reached the 618 for wave 5. And therefore we have next up is 11,190, 11,142, and then 11,043. That would be optimal because I'm looking for this sequence to finally start breaking below those June lows. Now we saw it in the NASDAQ, in the S&P today, not by much. So I'm going to be expecting even more, but I am expecting those levels to be broken cleanly. Rallies could bring it back up, but before this entire primary C wave is done, those levels will be broken and wiped away, pretty much. So we will go on that basis for right now. So here we do have, again, I'm looking for 11,043 to kind of contain it, put that minute wave 5, which would then be equal to minute wave 3, put that in, that'll complete then the minor wave 3. Then we get a minor wave 4, minor 5, and that'll complete the intermediate wave 3. We get an intermediate 4th wave, an intermediate 5th wave down, and then we'll be done with the whole cycle. So cannot still say when all of this is going to take place. So of note, we do have support at 11,244, 11,238, 11,190, 11,142, and 11,043. We have additional support underneath. I'm not necessarily looking for that this particular wave, but that continues to be fib support should it get extended. And I would hope that it wouldn't extend too much below 10,720, let's say. That would be a pretty strong push from here. Can it happen? Sure, it really can. So, but right now, I'm just kind of looking for still to hold above 11,000 and then rally additionally in a minor 4th wave. All right. So that takes care of the NASDAQ. That takes care of the S&P. It was a pretty quick update. The markets really were kind of boring today. We did have some nice moves, so it wasn't impossible. We even had consumer confidence this morning, which they really didn't know what to do with. So they decided and ended up going like, well, I guess we'll buy it. And then they wouldn't buy it. And so that kind of was the day today. And so we've had a lower dollar, some profit taking in the dollar, then the dollar rallied again. The dollar is now still sitting above 114, the dollar index. We are continuing to see the 6E get hit again. So, that all has a play in how traders are going to be choosing to trade equities, many of the dollar-based instruments. All right, so that's really going to be about it for today. And so we're still working through coming down in these finishing moves to finish a 5-wave C wave, a primary C wave down, and it'll have an intermediate degree, 5 waves down, and it's going to have inside of that several levels of intermediate, minor 5-wave structures coming down, et cetera, et cetera. But we'll continue to count that. We still have plenty to go. And our next update will be on Wednesday, the 28th.